Hey Taurus, I need to sit down with you for this one because what I am seeing in your cards right now is something I really need you to pay attention to. This is not about fear or worry, but about awareness and protection. Someone is coming towards you with what looks like an opportunity or an offer, and on the surface it might seem genuine or even appealing. But the energy behind this approach has layers that you need to understand before you make any moves forward. The cards are showing me very clearly that this situation involves someone who is currently in their own spiral of misfortune. And whether realize it consciously or not, they are trying to pull you into that same energy field with them. This is one of those moments where your natural Taurus instinct to be loyal and helpful could actually work against you if you are not careful about who you extend that energy toward. I am pulling cards for you right now, and the energy coming through is intense. There is a warning here, but also guidance on how to navigate this without getting caught up in drama or negativity. The universe is basically giving you a heads up so you can move wisely and protect your peace. Let me walk you through what I am seeing, because each card is revealing something important about this situation and the person involved. The first card that came forward for you is the Empress. And this is fascinating because normally this card is about abundance, nurturing, and growth. But in this particular reading, the Empress is showing me the bait. This is what is being presented to you on the surface. Someone is approaching you with an offer that looks nurturing, abundant, maybe even prosperous. They might be painting a picture of partnership, collaboration, mutual benefit, or some kind of creative or financial opportunity that seems really attractive. For Taurus specifically, this could involve money, resources, stability, or something related to your material world because that is what speaks to your core values. The Empress energy here is meant to appeal to your desire for security and growth. This person knows what makes you tick, and they are packaging their approach in a way that hits those Taurus sweet spots. But here is what I need you to understand about the Empress in this position. The card is showing me that what looks fertile and promising on the outside might actually be depleted underneath. Imagine a garden that looks lush from the street, but when you step into it, the soil is exhausted and nothing can actually grow there long term. That is the energy of this offer. It has presentation, it has appeal, but it does not have genuine substance or sustainability. The person extending this to you is using the Empress energy as a mask, showing you abundance when they themselves are in scarcity. They are trying to draw from your resources, your energy, your stability, because they have run out of their own. And Taurus, you have worked too hard to build what you have to let someone drain it under the guise of partnership or opportunity. What I am also seeing with the Empress here is that this person might be appealing to your nurturing side, your natural desire to help and support others. They might present themselves as someone who just needs a little help to get back on their feet, or they might frame this as you being the key to making something successful. They are playing on your generosity and your sense of loyalty, but the cards are warning you that this is not a genuine call for help. This is someone trying to use your strength to compensate for their own weakness without actually doing the work to change their situation. You cannot pour from your cup into someone else's if they have holes in their container. It will just keep draining you without ever filling them up. The second card that appeared is the Two of Cups, and now this is where things get even more interesting. The Two of Cups is traditionally about partnership, connection, mutual respect, and equal exchange. It is about two people coming together in harmony, where both are giving and receiving in balance. But in this reading, the Two of Cups is showing me the illusion of reciprocity. This person is going to present their approach as if it is a true partnership, as if you are both going to benefit equally, as if there is genuine care and consideration for your well-being in this equation. They will use language of connection, friendship, or alliance. They might even bring emotion into it, making you feel like there is something special or meaningful about this potential collaboration. Here is what the Two of Cups is really revealing, though. The balance is not real. One of those cups in the image is full and one is already empty, and you are the full one. This person is coming to you because they recognize that you have something they lack. Maybe it is resources, maybe it is stability, maybe it is connections, reputation, or just plain positive energy. Whatever it is, they see you as the solution to their problems, but they are not offering you a true exchange. They are offering you the appearance of exchange while planning to take much more than they give. The Two of Cups in this position is a warning about false partnerships and one-sided relationships disguised as mutual benefit. I am also getting with the Two of Cups that there might be an emotional manipulation component here. This person could be someone from your past, someone you have a history with, or someone who knows how to push your emotional buttons. They might bring up old times, shared experiences, or appeal to your sense of loyalty or nostalgia. They want you to make decisions based on feelings rather than facts, because if you look at the facts objectively, you will see that this does not add up. They need you to stay in the emotional realm where the Two of Cups can keep you focused on connection, rather than on the actual terms of what is being offered. Taurus, your sign is ruled by Venus, which means you do value connection and relationship, but Venus also rules your practical side, your ability to assess real value. Use that energy here. The third card is the Eight of Swords, and this is where the cards get really direct about the warning. The Eight of Swords shows a figure bound and blindfolded, surrounded by swords, feeling trapped and unable to see a way out. This card is revealing to you what will happen if you say yes to this approach or offer. You will find yourself in a situation where you feel stuck, restricted, and unable to move freely. The Eight of Swords is about perceived imprisonment, about mental and emotional constraints that keep you locked in place even though technically you could walk away. This is showing me that if you get involved with this person or this situation, you are going to end up feeling obligated, trapped by commitments you did not fully understand when you made them, and blind to how you even got into this position. What I am seeing specifically with the Eight of Swords is that this person's misfortune is going to become your prison if you are not careful. Their problems will become your problems. Their debts, their drama, their chaos, their bad decisions are going to start affecting your life in ways you cannot easily escape from once you are entangled. The Eight of Swords is telling you that the binding happens gradually. It starts with small agreements, small favors, small compromises, but each one is like another sword being placed around you, another restriction on your freedom, another blindfold over your ability to see the situation clearly. Before you know it, you are completely stuck in something that is not serving you at all, but you feel too obligated or too invested to walk away. This card is also highlighting that you might not see the trap clearly right now because the presentation is so appealing. The Eight of Swords often represents self-imposed limitations based on fear or false beliefs. But in this reading, it is more about being deliberately kept in the dark. This person is not going to be transparent with you about the full scope of what they are dealing with or what they actually need from you. They are going to reveal information slowly, pull you in gradually, and by the time you realize how deep the problems go, you will already feel too committed to back out easily. The swords around the figure in this card represent the mental anguish and stress that comes with being trapped in a bad situation. That is what you are being warned against here. I need to pause and really emphasize this, because the Eight of Swords does not show up lightly in readings about offers and opportunities. This card is a serious warning that your freedom, your peace of mind, and your autonomy are at risk if you proceed down this path. Whatever temporary benefit or gain you think you might get from this situation, it is not worth the long-term cost of feeling trapped and restricted. Your Taurus nature values security and stability above almost everything else. And the Eight of Swords is showing you that this situation will ultimately threaten both of those things, even though it is being presented as if it will provide them. The fourth card that came through is Justice. And this is such an important card in this reading because it represents truth, fairness, consequences, and karmic balance. Justice is appearing here to tell you that there is a bigger picture at play that you need to understand. This person who is approaching you with this offer has created their own misfortune through their own choices and actions. Justice is showing me cause and effect very clearly. They are dealing with the consequences of decisions they made, behaviors they engaged in, or responsibilities they ignored. And now that those consequences are catching up with them, they are looking for someone else to help them avoid accountability or to share the burden of what they created. Justice is really important here because this card does not support interference in karmic lessons. What I mean by that is, when someone is going through the consequences of their own actions, that is actually a necessary process for their growth and learning. If you step in and try to save them from those consequences, you are not actually helping them. You are just delaying their lesson and taking on unnecessary burden yourself. Justice is telling you that this person needs to face what they have created in order to learn and change. If you absorb some of that consequence for them, they do not get the full impact of the lesson, and you get hurt in the process. That is not fair to you, and it does not actually serve them in the long run either, even though it might feel compassionate in the moment. What I am also seeing with justice is that this situation is being brought to your awareness right now through this reading so that you can make a fair and informed decision. The universe is not leaving you in the dark here. You are being given information, insight, and warning so that you can weigh the situation properly and make a choice that is truly in your best interest. Justice is about making decisions based on truth and facts rather than emotions or false presentations. This card is asking you to be objective, to look at this situation with clear eyes, and to really consider what is being asked of you and what you are actually getting in return. When you put it on the scales of justice, does it balance? Or is one side significantly heavier than the other? Justice is also letting you know that if you choose to walk away from this situation or decline this offer, you are not being cold or unkind. You are simply honoring truth and fairness. You are recognizing that you are not responsible for fixing someone else's self-created problems, and that protecting your own well-being is a valid and important priority. The Justice card gives you permission to set boundaries and to make decisions that serve your highest good without guilt or second guessing. You do not owe anyone your stability, your resources, or your peace just because they ask for it or because they present it in an appealing way. The fifth card is the Seven of Cups, and this card is absolutely perfect in this reading because it is all about illusion, confusion, fantasy, and multiple options that are not what they seem. The Seven of Cups shows a figure looking at 7 different cups, each containing a different image, and the figure is overwhelmed trying to figure out which one is real and valuable. This is exactly what is happening in your situation right now, Taurus. This person is going to present you with multiple possibilities, various scenarios, different angles on how this could benefit you. They are going to paint pictures and create visions of what could be. They might show you potential profits, future success, exciting possibilities, emotional fulfillment, or various other appealing outcomes. But the Seven of Cups is warning you that most, if not all, of what you are being shown is fantasy. It is not based in reality. It is smoke and mirrors designed to confuse you and keep you focused on imaginary benefits rather than actual concrete facts. The Seven of Cups appears when someone is trying to dazzle you with possibilities to distract you from the reality of what is actually being offered. This person might give you a lot of talk about potential, about what could happen, about future scenarios, but if you try to pin them down on specifics, on guarantees, on concrete plans and realistic timelines, everything gets vague and unclear. That is the Seven of Cups energy at work. What I am really seeing with this card is that you need to ask yourself what is actually real and tangible versus what is just a pretty picture being painted to lure you in. The Seven of Cups is telling you to get out of the realm of fantasy and possibility and plant your feet firmly in present reality. What are the actual facts right now? What is being offered to you in concrete terms? What are you being asked to give, invest, or commit to specifically? What are the real risks and what are the realistic potential outcomes? When you strip away all the appealing imagery and future-focused language, what is actually sitting in front of you? That is what you need to base your decision on, not on the fantasy projections that are being presented. The Seven of Cups also represents being pulled in too many directions at once and feeling confused about what to choose. This person might be deliberately overwhelming you with information, with options, with different angles, precisely to keep you off balance and unable to think clearly. When people feel confused and overwhelmed, they tend to make impulsive decisions just to escape the discomfort of uncertainty. This person might be counting on that. They want you confused enough that you just say yes to make the pressure stop, without really processing whether yes is actually the right answer. Taurus, your strength is in your ability to be grounded and practical. Do not let anyone pull you up into the clouds of fantasy and confusion. Stay rooted in what is real and true. The sixth card that appeared is the Seven of Pentacles, and this card is really significant for you as a Taurus, because Pentacles is your element, your energy, your domain. The Seven of Pentacles is about investment, patience, hard work, and evaluating your progress. It shows a figure pausing to look at the pentacles they have grown, assessing whether their efforts are paying off and whether they should continue investing energy in this particular direction or redirect their efforts elsewhere. This card is appearing in your reading to remind you of everything you have built and cultivated through your own effort and dedication. You have put in time, energy, resources, and careful attention to create the stability and abundance you currently have. The Seven of Pentacles is asking you a direct question right now. Why would you risk what you have carefully grown by tying it to someone else's failing garden? This card is showing me that you are at a point where you should be enjoying the fruits of your labor, maintaining what you have built, and being selective about where you invest your energy moving forward. This is not the time to take a gamble on something uncertain or to pour your resources into someone else's failing venture out of sympathy or false promises. The Seven of Pentacles represents wise stewardship of your resources and careful evaluation of where your investments will actually yield positive returns. What I am also getting with the Seven of Pentacles is that this situation is basically asking you to take a portion of your well-tended garden and plant it in soil that has already proven to be infertile or contaminated. It is asking you to risk what is stable and productive for the sake of something that is struggling and unproven. That does not make sense from an investment standpoint, and the Seven of Pentacles is very much about being practical and strategic with your resources. This card is reinforcing that your instinct to be cautious here is absolutely correct. Your hesitation, if you are feeling any, is not you being closed-minded or fearful. It is you being wise and discerning. The Seven of Pentacles is also about the patience to let things develop properly over time. This card is reminding you that real growth and real success do not happen through quick fixes or desperate measures. They happen through consistent effort, good judgment, and sustainable practices. If this person is approaching you with some kind of urgent opportunity or time-sensitive offer, the Seven of Pentacles is telling you that real opportunities do not usually come with pressure and urgency. Real beneficial partnerships develop naturally over time with trust and proven track records. Anything that is pushing you to make a quick decision or commit before you have time to properly evaluate is automatically suspicious and should be approached with extreme caution. The seventh card is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is another Pentacles card showing up strongly for you, which makes sense given your Taurus nature. The Eight of Pentacles is about mastery, craftsmanship, skill development, and dedication to excellence. It shows a figure carefully working on pentacles, focused on quality and improvement. This card is appearing to highlight the difference between how you approach your work and your life versus how this other person operates. You are someone who takes pride in doing things properly, in building solid foundations, in developing real skills and capabilities. You understand that lasting success comes from dedication and quality workmanship. The Eight of Pentacles is showing me that the person approaching you does not share these values or this work ethic. They are looking for shortcuts, quick fixes, easy solutions. They want to benefit from your Eight of Pentacles energy, your skill, your dedication, your ability to create quality results without putting in the equivalent effort themselves. They see you as someone who can do the work while they reap the benefits. The Eight of Pentacles is warning you that if you get involved with this person, you will end up doing the majority of the actual work while they contribute minimal effort but expect equal or greater rewards. That is not a partnership. That is exploitation. What I am really feeling with the Eight of Pentacles is that this card is affirming your worth and your standards. You have developed your skills and your stability through genuine effort, and you should not lower your standards or compromise your work ethic for someone who has not demonstrated the same level of commitment and integrity. The Eight of Pentacles is telling you to stay focused on your own work, your own projects, your own development. Continue investing in yourself and in endeavors that match your level of dedication and excellence. Do not get sidetracked by someone else's half-baked schemes or desperate attempts to fix problems they created through lack of discipline or poor choices. The Eight of Pentacles also represents apprenticeship and learning. But in this case, it is showing me that this person has not learned the lessons they needed to learn, which is why they are in the situation they are currently in. They skipped steps, they cut corners, they did not put in the proper groundwork, and now they are facing the consequences of those shortcuts. They are trying to use your solid foundation to compensate for their lack of one. But that is not how it works. Each person needs to build their own foundation, develop their own skills, and do their own work. You cannot do it for them, and you should not be expected to share the results of your work with someone who has not put in equivalent effort. The eighth card that came forward is the Star, and this is such a beautiful and powerful card, but in this reading it has a very specific message for you. The Star is about hope, healing, inspiration, and divine guidance. It appears after the Tower moment, after destruction and chaos, representing the light at the end of the tunnel and the possibility of renewal. In this reading, the Star is appearing to tell you that you are the star energy that this person is seeking. You represent hope and possibility to them. They see you as their way out, their salvation, their answer to their problems. You are the light they are reaching for in their darkness. Now here's the important part. The Star card is also reminding you that your light, your hope, your positive energy is precious and it needs to be protected. You cannot pour all of your healing energy into someone else's wound, especially when they created that wound themselves and have not done the work to heal it properly. The Star is meant to inspire and guide, but it is not meant to be drained or depleted. When you shine your light, it should be to illuminate your own path and inspire others to find their own light, not to become a permanent crutch for someone who refuses to do their own healing work. What I am seeing with the Star is that if you allow this person to make you their sole source of hope and help, you will end up exhausted and dimmed. Your own light will suffer because you are expending all your energy trying to keep someone else afloat who is not swimming on their own. The Star is telling you that real healing and real hope come from within. This person needs to find their own star, their own inner light, their own connection to hope and possibility. You can wish them well, you can have compassion for their struggle, but you cannot be their star. That is not your role, and it is not fair to you. The Star is also about authenticity and truth. This card is reminding you to stay true to yourself and your values. Do not let someone else's desperation or manipulation pull you away from your authentic path. Your journey, your goals, your dreams, your stability are all important and valid. Protecting those things is not selfish. It is necessary. The Star shines brightest when it is free and unencumbered, not when it is being pulled down by heavy burdens that do not belong to it. Keep your light for yourself and for purposes that truly align with your highest good. The ninth card is the Three of Wands, and this card is about looking toward the future, waiting for ships to come in, planning ahead, and expansion. The Three of Wands shows a figure standing on a cliff, looking out at the horizon where ships are approaching. This represents opportunities, ventures that are developing, and the anticipation of positive outcomes from past efforts. In this reading, the Three of Wands is showing up to tell you that you have your own ships coming in. You have your own opportunities developing. You have your own positive future unfolding based on the work you have already put in and the seeds you have already planted. The message of the Three of Wands here is do not get distracted. Do not take your eyes off your own horizon to focus on someone else's sinking ship. This person and their problems are a distraction from your own path and your own incoming blessings. If you get pulled into their drama and their misfortune right now, you might miss or delay your own opportunities. The Three of Wands is telling you to stay focused on your own vision, your own expansion, your own forward movement. You have worked hard to get where you are, and you have more good things coming towards you. Do not let anyone or anything derail that momentum. What I am also sensing with the Three of Wands is that this person might try to present their offer as if it is one of your ships coming in, as if is an opportunity you have been waiting for. But the cards are very clear that this is not your ship. This is them trying to board your ship or convince you to abandon your solid vessel to jump onto their leaking boat. The Three of Wands is about expansion and growth that happens naturally as a result of good planning and effort, not growth that comes from desperate gambles or risky associations. Trust that your own legitimate opportunities will continue to come to you without you having to compromise your standards or take on someone else's baggage. The Three of Wands is also telling you to maintain your perspective and your long-term vision. When you are standing on that cliff, looking at the horizon, you can see far and wide. You can see the bigger picture. Do not let anyone pull you down from that vantage point into the weeds of their immediate crisis. Keep your perspective broad and long-term. Ask yourself where you want to be in a year, in 5 years. Does getting involved with this person and their situation move you closer to those goals or further away? The Three of Wands is about strategic planning and forward thinking, not reactive decision-making based on immediate emotional pressure. The 10th and final card that appeared for you is the King of Pentacles, and this is such a perfect closing card for a Taurus reading because this king represents everything your sign aspires to: mastery of the material world, financial wisdom, stability, generosity from a place of abundance, and solid leadership. The King of Pentacles is someone who has built an empire through smart decisions, hard work, and integrity. This king knows the value of resources and manages them wisely. This king is also generous and helpful, but only in ways that are sustainable and that do not compromise the kingdom they have built. The King of Pentacles is appearing as your final card to remind you who you are and what you represent. You are the king of your own kingdom, Taurus. You have built something solid and valuable. You have earned your throne through your efforts and your wise choices. The King of Pentacles is telling you that from this position of strength and stability, you must make decisions that protect and preserve what you have created. A wise king does not deplete the kingdom's resources on risky ventures or bad investments. A wise king does not allow the kingdom to be invaded by forces that will bring chaos and destruction. A wise king sets firm boundaries and makes strategic choices that ensure the kingdom continues to thrive. The King of Pentacles is also showing me that this person sees you as the king, as someone who has resources and power that they want access to. They might flatter you, appeal to your sense of authority, or try to make you feel important and needed. But the King of Pentacles knows the difference between genuine respect and manipulation. This card is asking you to embody your Taurus strength fully right now. Be the steady, grounded, practical earth energy that you are. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. If an offer seems too good to be true, or if someone's story does not quite add up, honor that feeling. The King of Pentacles makes decisions based on facts, proven track records, and tangible results, not on emotional appeals or attractive presentations. This card is your reminder to do the same. Look at the actual evidence in front of you. What has this person demonstrated through their actions and results, not just what they say or promise? The King of Pentacles would never risk the stability of the kingdom on someone who has not proven themselves trustworthy and capable. You should not either. This is your permission and your encouragement to say no, to set boundaries, to protect what is yours, and to continue building your kingdom on your own terms with people who truly align with your values and your vision. So Taurus, let me bring all of this together for you. The cards are giving you a very clear warning about this person and this approach. What looks like an opportunity or a partnership on the surface is actually a trap that will lead you into someone else's misfortune if you are not careful. This person is in a bad situation of their own making, and they are trying to use your stability, your resources, your energy, your good judgment to bail themselves out. They are presenting things in appealing ways, using emotional manipulation, creating illusions of mutual benefit. But the reality is that this is a one-sided dynamic where you will give far more than you receive, and you will end up feeling trapped and stressed. The cards are telling you to decline this offer, to set firm boundaries with this person, and to stay focused on your own path and your own opportunities. You are not responsible for fixing someone else's self-created problems. You are not obligated to share your hard-earned stability with someone who has not demonstrated the same level of responsibility and integrity. Protecting yourself is not selfish, it is wise. The universe is giving you this information right now so you can make an informed choice that serves your highest good. Trust your Taurus instincts here. If something feels off, honor that. If you are feeling hesitation or resistance, listen to it. Your body and your intuition are picking up on warning signals that your conscious mind might be trying to rationalize away. Stay grounded in reality, look at facts rather than fantasy, and make your decision based on what truly serves your long-term well-being and goals. You have worked too hard to build what you have to let someone else drag you down. Keep your boundaries strong, keep your standards high, and keep moving forward on your own solid path. You have got this.